I'm telling you, even the United States president will suffer from it. Though sometimes it may be in a very condensed situation, it may be under control. But remember, I've told us that no wonder you are not alone in this predicament of glossophobia. You are not alone. Everyone, I myself, am faced with it, sometime or the other. So it's something that you cannot do away with it. You cannot kill stage fright from you. If you are a public speaker, you cannot kill it from yourself. Now, what you do in medical terms or psychological terms, what you do, the thing you cannot kill. So far that thing is there, you cannot kill. What is the best approach to it? Is what? Manage it. Are you getting? If someone has high blood pressure, now medically, what would the doctor advise the person to do? You will ask him to do what? That, madam, it cannot be cured. Are you getting? This drug we are giving you will not do what? Will not cure it, but you only have to manage. So that is the same approach. You'll be letting out on a glossophobia. So we said, now number two, the second symptom that you look out for to know whether you suffer from glossophobia when you are called to speak or called to address the public is profuse perspiration. I know some persons that when we talk about perspiration, I mean sweating. Some people will sweat heavily. See, some person has since they stood here, don't be just hit. This fan may still be spinning, may still be, sending the air to touch the person. But I'm telling you that sweat will be dripping here from the chin. Chief, before you know, some part of chief have become so. Now you see, that is to know. That is to know. Even some persons, it goes even to the extreme way that they have developed what sweaty palms. Ordinarily, that is not. Ordinarily, their palms are okay. Not that they rub moisturizing cream. But you know this one, because he or she is called to speak. Oh my goodness, the hand, the paper. And that is the reason for this. Are you getting? So the church, when we talk about this, how to manage the church also has part to play in helping the public speaker do what? Manage their stage fright. That is why it is. Because there are some persons that I'm telling you before, nervousness will just be throwing away their paper. And they'll be looking for where to go and pick it. All because of fear of public speaking. Now there are some persons also when they are called to speak, they experience what is called butterfly movements in the stomach. Butterfly movement. As if someone, the person becomes nauseatic, as if you want to vomit. Only called to come and speak, to come and address women. So, hey, sometimes you hear some people say, hey, Jay, sister, why you called me now? Brother, why not you? I'm telling you, these are still some things to know that person, if he or she does not manage what is coming to him, he may be very much embarrassed by the fear of public speaking. Now, number four, the fourth symptom is mental blankness. Mental blankness. You might not prepare for your work, but now when you are called to speak, imagine the situation that you are prepared for interview. You went for interview in a school. They set interview. You are prepared very well. You are a very good math teacher. You are a very good English teacher. Very well, and all that. But now you are invited for interview in this imperial college. You go there, you just open the door, see all those people. The worst thing, let me just say, the worst thing is that when you have gotten information that the owner of the school is a doctor or is a professor that is teaching in social university, and now this is his own school. What would I speak for all these people who are looking at me? And you are prepared. But immediately they ask you, young man, may we know you? You just, in fact, even your name says you just be. There are some people that will begin to use a mechanical statement. The person, we say the person that takes time to do what? To recollect something. So there have been a kind of immediate mental blackness that it happens. Another symptom is dry mouth. dry mouth. Or this one, not a matter of harmattan. Even when there is no harmattan, rainy season, while the air is so moistured, but you notice that saliva has disappeared from your mouth. These are still some symptoms of glossophobia. Shaking hands, I've talked about it. Shaking hands. A weak, quivering voice is another symptom. A stiffness of upper back muscle is another set of symptoms. And then we see intense anxiety when at the thought of knowing that you are going to speak. There's that anxiety. There's that burden you feel inside of you. What am I going to speak? Some person may stay without food just for contemplating what they are going to say. Now, these are some symptoms. Now, why do people suffer from glossophobia? Why? Why do people suffer from this? Why do people suffer from glossophobia? One, most times people suffer from glossophobia because of lack of confidence. Inferiority complex. Lack of self-confidence. You know what we mean by self-confidence? The person begins to estimate himself as being lower than the other person. They say I should come and teach this topic. The other time the preacher thought, the audience was shaking. The audience was really fully at me now. I never go to Bible college. What would I say now? How would I interpret that place? If they ask me this question, all those things like this. You begin to do what? Imagine, ask. Like, I begin to develop the notion that someone like Moses developed about himself. He said, I cannot speak. Lord, you know now, I am a stammerer. Lord, you know now, I never go to Bible college. Lord, you know now, just 5 years ago, I got baptized. In fact, I can barely remember what I've been teaching here in this class. Church, why don't you people just start me with Wednesday Bible class now? No, the person begins to consider that stems from lack of self-confidence. Now, another reason why people suffer from glossophobia is they do not know what to do. They don't know what to do. You are given the work to do as a worker in the vineyard of the Lord. Now you don't know what to do. Now we also tell you how you can contain, how you can manage this kind of situation. Because that is one of the outstanding ways to overcome glossophobia when you are called to speak. You have to get to know what you need to do. If you don't know, ask questions. Number 3, people lack experience. Because they lack experience, and because of that, what happens? You see, glossophobia sets in. They lack experience. Oh, I have not done before. And God, actually, yeah, experience does what? Experience helps a lot, isn't it? Is it not? Experience helps a lot. So lack of experience can also cause glossophobia. And lastly, lack of trying. Some people suffer from glossophobia because they have never tried. They have never tried. This is much experience when we talk about evangelism. When we say door knocking, house to house evangelism, knocking on the door, and your pastor comes out saying, "Yeah, yes, madam, what do you want?" Say, I want to. Okay, yes. And then come in and sit down. There are actually some persons that have been going out of evangelism. Yes, say we want to go, but inside of them, they wish to be sharing tracts more than preaching to the people. And so when that person, when they go and meet the person who is ready to give attention, hey, mental blackness will just come in. What would I do? I thought this person would just say, I don't get time. May I give the tract? Waka. Does it happen to someone? That is stage fright. That is glossophobia. That is fright. The fear of public speaking. No, that person is not going to swallow you. He's not going to beat you up. Besides, the Holy Spirit is always there to guide you. But why are you afraid? People will say, why are you fearing the fearing? Why do you fear the fear? So you have to know this, why people suffer from glossophobia. However it is, whatsoever thing that causes your own glossophobia, however it is, there is good news. You know the good news? The good news is that with persistence and preparation, it is possible to beat glossophobia hands down. What I took is persistence and what? Preparation. Now people say that proper preparation prevents poor performance. And it is true. Isn't it? Proper preparation prevents what? Poor performance. Is there any person to dispute this? If you want to master, just like we have seen our children some weeks ago display their prowess here over their knowledge of the scripture. Now, they were able to answer those questions through what? Times, weeks, days of what? Constant, regular preparation. Preparation. Many of you adults were so fascinated. No, your child could answer such tough questions. Why? Because they are prepared. The same thing can happen to anyone. The same thing can happen to anyone. So now, this brings us now to action steps to overcome glossophobia. Action steps to overcome glossophobia. Number one, what are the necessary actions to take in order to overcome glossophobia? This is the climax of this lesson. Number one is be prepared and get yourself organized ahead of time. Am I speaking to someone? I said be prepared and get yourself organized ahead of time. Can we say ahead? Get yourself prepared ahead of time. Get yourself prepared, especially if you have not had experience. If you have not had experience, get yourself prepared ahead of time. Do not wait till the 10th hour. When one activity, even if it is service leadership, you are to lead in service on the second Sunday. Get yourself prepared. You know how you can do that? Get yourself prepared. Now it begins right from that moment you heard your name. Begin to be watching people who are performing in that similar position. How are they doing? Are you getting? How are they doing? It would not be, there are some persons when they give work, you have not done it before, you stay back. Just like today, I talked about that many of you have been approaching me, preacher, I don't know how to speak, I don't know, I want you to, all that. I said, you get work, and you leave in the morning to hustle and return in the evening. So when can I have another additional time for you? And also myself too, and that. So what about make yourself available in the church workers class? There are some persons who are not here today. So get yourself prepared. Remember the 5 P's. The 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Can we take that again? Now getting yourself prepared ahead of time can even mean some situations where you are so perplexed about the venue, about the nature of the place where you are going to speak. If it is possible, pay visit to that place. Are you getting? If it is possible, pay visit to the place before your day to know how the place is. Get to know the available mechanism, the public address system, how it is. How it is. Or if you cannot, ask questions. You can ask questions, you can ask the organizer some questions about it. Like me, most often, if any congregation calls me to preach in their open air evangelism, I do ask lots of some questions. Because having done it several times, we know there's a kind of public address system that after preaching one day, I'm telling you, not have your voice for 3 days. There's a kind of public address system that I'm telling you, you are just speaking like this. Oh, you do what? You are motivated, you hear the thing go. You just know that your effort is not wasted. There are some places that you get to know. There are places that may be okay for you to stand to preach. There are some places that though you may have lots of people there, but it's not very okay. You go to a place, maybe a center where all about that place, that arena is what? Story building. Story building, all about this side, this side, this side, this side, and then the church goes to stay. And that is in the middle of afternoon, where people have gone to work, and children have gone to school, and you go there too. And now what you see, these walls will just be hitting the sound, and then getting back to you, and all that. You just be there, wasting your time. Instead of looking for some other place where these barricades are not there. So if possible, pay visit to where you are going to speak, and get familiar to the equipment ahead of time. Number 2, know your audience. Steps to take in order to overcome your glossophobia. Number 2 is what? Know your audience. Can we say so? Know your audience. Very important. Know your audience. You can find out from the organizers about the caliber of people you are going to address. You are called to speak, and maybe this year WNCC lectureship. Now you know that WNCC lectureship. Now there are sometimes they share classes. Yeah, maybe one class, split class, and maybe for the preachers, elders, and church leaders. The other one maybe for the young people. Sometimes maybe like they just completed about lectureship in Akwa Ibom. Now we have maybe a split section for the business people, and then there may be a split section for the married and for the singles. So get to know, who are you going to address? What is the age range of your audience? Is it children? Now also it's not out of place. It's not out of place. Get to know, there's one adage. People say, know an elephant in the crowd. While you are finding out about the nature of the audience that you're going to speak to, it's not out of place. You find out the elephant in the crowd. The elephant in the crowd means the big man in the audience. You are invited to a congregation to speak, or maybe to lead in song. And brother, you're coming to teach also. It's not out of place. Find out. Do you have another song leader there? Who is the outstanding song leader you know there? Oh, okay. Maybe they mention and then maybe familiar. We get to know, so that you know how. If you are, maybe prepare your teaching. You are called to speak in a campus church. Find out. Go. How is what kind of people do you have worship in a campus church? Some will just say all students. Don't you have some lecturers? I know. Don't you have some outsiders? Those people come from outside to worship. Now, find out. Are we getting? Find out from your organizers. No. Visit if it is possible. Then number 3, have adequate knowledge of your material and learn all you can about your topic well in advance. Have adequate knowledge of your material. Prepare for your topic. Learn everything you can about the topic. Know the nitty-gritty, everything, the nooks and the crannies about your topic. Master it. Master it. As we proceed, as we have begun today, talking about public speaking, we first of all have to begin with this thing that embarrasses us a lot when you are called to speak, glossophobia. In subsequent sessions, we shall be looking at, actually, public speaking. There are some things that are needed in public speaking. How you can actually combat all this fear into 2. Today is just a kind of trying to glance through it. So we said, have adequate knowledge of your material. By this I mean, know your lesson, know your topic well. Know your material well. This also, if you don't understand what you are called to speak on, ask question. Is someone following me? Ask question from the edification committee. Ask question from the preacher. Ask question from the congregation who are sent for you. Ask question from the organizers that are called to speak in the youth forum, are called to speak in sister seminar. Ask question to know, what does the organizer what do they have in mind? So find out. So that you'll not be taken unawares. you also master your lesson. Number 4, feed yourself with enough dose of courage and positivity. I say feed yourself. Be enthusiastic about your work. One thing that will quickly help you to cope, to overcome your fears, is, face your fears with enthusiasm. Face the duty, the work you are given with what? Enthusiasm. And then you see how you put fears. You put fear, you disappoint. You disappoint the effect of fears. Number 5, know that you will be speaking to 2 people. That was still part of the audience. 2 people, you'll be speaking to men and you'll be speaking to women. Like here, I'm speaking to both males and females. So while I'm preparing my lesson, I have to do what? Prepare your lesson in such a way that it balances. Are you getting? Let it be balanced. Not prepare the lesson, you are not coming to attack men. Neither are you coming to attack women. So balance your lesson. Now look at, as you are looking at the group part, the happy part about the men, now also look at what? The happy part about the... I'm telling you, do you know that there are sometimes someone preaches? This is what we've seen some things. Sometimes someone preaches, you preach, and when you go home, you get quarrel with your wife. Sometimes someone preaches, you go home, and then your wife will tell you that, who were you preaching? So this is one thing that we had. So he went to go and preach me. And sincerely, my dear, sincerely, you did not preach how? You not preach her. I'm telling you a very serious thing. Yes, I've had a case whereby, especially, a brother was called to preach. A brother was assigned to preach the house fellowship, the Arizona house fellowship. Now both of them, the wife were there, and the brother preached very well about the importance of the woman. When God said He created woman as a help fit for the man. So talking about what the importance of cooperation in the family, and that very clear mind. But I'm telling you, after the preaching, when they went home, Madam said, "Why were you preaching me? Was it not you? I have been having opportunities of going for interview in Lagos. You said that Lagos is too far. I've had opportunity to go for interview in Abuja. You said that, how can we leave family? How would you leave the children? And all those things. Now, today you went to preach me." You were the same person that, so now you are trying to portray that, and many people know that I'm not working. Not actually that I will not have work to do, but it is you, my husband, that said I should not that we should take care of children, that we should have the number of children that we have. Now you went and said that women, there are some women who are liability for their husband, because the thing was not easy. You know what it is? I think so we can see some even talking about in marriage. When you are single, you are free to scatter ground. But I'm telling you, in marriage, there are sometimes when you preach, you begin to think about from your home. Think about what your wife will. Think about your husband. And then before, you just know. Some preaching that you preach, when you get home, you just say, so that's more for that means you go preach. Next time, I'll not follow you. So we see something like that happen. So know that you are preaching 2 kinds of people. Number 6, when you are preaching, one way to overcome your stage fright, glossophobia, this fear of public speaking, is endeavor to make eye contact. Is someone saying me? I think you see, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at Sister Mem. I'm looking at you, Rose. I'm looking at every one of them. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the judges. I'm looking at Brother Chibade. Now, are they swallowing me? Are you swallowing me? There are some persons as they just come. Brethren, please, we want to. Sermon is from the book of. So even when they're saving the. Are you preaching to the ceiling? Look at them. Look at them. Impart the message. So make eye contact. It helps. Are we getting? And then manage your stage very well. Manage your stage. Your stage, like what we are having here. Now, you can manage your stage very well. You have in gesticulation. You can manage your stage by gesticulating and moving around, but not over movements. There are some movements that may be so erratic. You run from here to that place. You can move around. It helps. Are we getting? It helps to overcome claustrophobia. Know when enough is enough. Especially if you are just starting, you're just learning, you'll not be doing before. So it's very advisable, let your speech, let your lesson be brief. So that you do not commit blunders, especially you have mastered your lesson, you mastered your material, and the audience has not distracted you along the way. So before you are allowed, you are overtaken by circumstance. You are taken by laughter of the audience. You are taken by overdo. Now do what? Know when enough is enough. And lastly, practice. Lastly, what? Practice. Practice does not only make perfect. Practice actually improves. People say that practice makes perfect. They will say that practice actually makes improvements. Are we getting? When you constantly practice in front of your mirror. Hello? Practice in front of your mirror. Look at yourself. Look at yourself in front of the mirror. Speak to yourself. Preach to yourself. Look at yourself, how you are turning your mouth. There are some persons still, for the inability to make eye contact, even while they are looking at the mirror themselves, they are still looking at the top of the mirror. They are scared of looking at their eyeball. No other person is there in the room apart from God, but they are still afraid of looking at themselves in front of the mirror. So you can hold your book, demonstrate. That was how some of us did what? We built this over time. So look at yourself, and then after that you can get even your family members to do what? Talk to them, practice on them. That is why it is very important. Let families develop good public speakers right from home. Develop your wife right from home. Is someone getting me? Hello? Is someone getting me? Develop your wife right from home. Develop your husband. Develop your children right from home. Give them work. Assign them to pray. Assign them to teach. Assign them to give sermon. Assign them to give speech. While they are preparing for their school exam, you can take up their English book and do what? Assign them comprehension. See them how they express themselves. You can give them few time that they should do what? Present some proposition on a certain topic. You are building them up. You are opening them. They free themselves. If they are speaking in low tone, they are still do what can free them. Come, what is wrong with your voice? Open up your voice. Speak to the hearing of everyone. And in conclusion, beloved children of God, as I have told us, phobias are issues to be overcome. Phobias are not barriers. They are not barriers to serving the Lord. And we do not look at phobias as barrier that will prevent you from serving God. But instead, look at it as what? As issues that you have to overcome in order to serve God. The book of Romans chapter 8 from verse 38 to 39 reminds us that nothing, not even fear can separate us from the love of God. Now, emphasis being mine, we say that not even fear for the unknown can prevent you from serving the Lord, can prevent you from speaking, from preaching. So know that just as God promised Joshua in the book of Joshua chapter 1, he told Joshua that I'm commissioning you with boldness and courage, that you are going to lead these people to the promised land. Know also that Jehovah God is by your side. Therefore, he is always there to support you. He is ready to take up your case. He will contain the fear of public speaking for you. May God bless your soul in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen. Thank you so much, the minister. Follow me invitation for this morning focus class. We're supposed to have questions, but because I'm taking much of the time, and we're about to start worshiping. Drop down the questions.